In this video we will explore the Islamic understanding of creation as told in the Quran, the sacred text of Islam. This addresses the ultimate questions: where did human life come from, and what is the purpose of human life? We can analyze the account of creation in the Quran asking, who wrote it? When was it written? Who is it written for? What style is it written in? Analyzing the account of creation spread throughout the Quran, we will address these questions first. Who wrote it? Muslims believe that the Quran was verbally given by God to Muhammad through the angel Gabriel, or Jibril in Arabic. It is therefore believed to be the revelation of God. When was it written? Muslims believe the Quran was revealed to Muhammad over a period of approximately 23 years at the start of the 7th century CE. Muhammad's companions wrote down these revelations and, after Muhammad's death in 632, put them together. Who is it written for? In chapter 3 of the Quran, it states that it is guidance for the world and to bring the world out of darkness into light. What role does or could the account of creation have in this? What style is it written in? The Quran has several different styles. Some parts that address creation are written as a direct quote of God's speech. In chapter 9, God takes an oath by creation, saying, "By the sun and its brightness, by the moon when it follows it, by the day when it displays it, by the night when it covers it, by the sky and he who constructed it, by the earth and he who spread it, by the soul and he who proportioned it." There are many similarities between Jewish, Christian, and Muslim accounts of creation, and Muslim tradition builds on these earlier traditions. Muslims believe that God created the world and all that is in it. However, the account of the creation of the world is not told all together in one extended passage of the Quran. Rather, ideas about creation are spread throughout the Quran, with key themes frequently being repeated. This is common in the Quran, and other themes are treated in this way. Chapter 7 of the Quran states that God created the world in 6 days. Some Muslims translate the word days as epochs or longer periods of time, a less common meaning of the Arabic word used. In chapter 41, the Quran also states that God created 7 heavens in 2 days. All of God's creation, the heavens and the earth, submit to God. Chapter 79 gives an order to creation. First, God creates and proportions the heaven before making earth, with water, pasture, and mountains. These features of the earth are to provide for humans. This passage also mentions the creation of light and dark, or day and night. God also created humans in a particularly hands-on way, as told in the Quran. The creation of humans is a special act of creation. Islamic tradition follows the understanding from Genesis of Adam and Eve as God's first humans. Adam is the first prophet in Islam. He is the father of the human race. In chapter 15, the Quran describes God creating man and commanding the angels to bow down to man. God teaches Adam the names of all things. Like in Genesis, the Quran also tells of a garden in which Adam and Eve do not follow God's instructions not to eat the fruit of one tree. Is this account of creation supposed to be a literal or scientific account of how the world came about? Or is there a meaning beyond the text? Consider even the significance of the numbers. 6 days of creation, 7 realms of heaven. What does the Quran say about ultimate questions of origins?